What's up? I'm Jasmine, and this is Sneakerhead Central. Each week, we'll be featuring local sneakerheads and talking about sneaker tips, interesting facts, and the latest sneaker trends. Lace up and come kick it with us.
Hi, my name's Erik. I'm a Central Michigan University graduate, and come check out my room and my jerseys and my shoes.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and today we have...
My name's Erik Denzer.
And we know that you're a sneakerhead here at Central, so can you tell us a little bit about your sneaker collection?
So I try to collect like a lot of unique sneakers, kind of ones that people don't have. I found this pair of Penny Hardaways on Facebook Marketplace, and there's a little symbol on the front of the shoe, and I knew it was Penny Hardaway shoes, and somebody was selling them for like $20, and I knew they go for like $100 roughly. So I bought them off them, and then I just started noticing that they have all these like crazy different colors for them and stuff like that, and that's why I kind of really got into Penny Hardaway shoes.
Okay.
And they're high tops, and like I said, they're just a little different than shoes nowadays. Like everybody has their own shoes, and people don't really know a lot about Penny Hardaway, because before Kobe and Shaq, there's Penny and Shaq back in the 90s.
So when you first collected that shoe, is that what really just took off?
Yeah, and now it's definitely kind of taken over to an addiction.
Oh, okay. So what are some brands or shoes that really stick out to you?
So I usually stick to Nike. I'm not a huge Jordan collector, but I like Penny Hardaway shoes and definitely Kobe's. But when I usually play basketball, I usually wear high tops.
Okay.
Just for more protection.
What are some high tops that you wear?
So I have about 4 different pair of pennies that I play basketball in. And Penny Hardaway was a player in the 90s who was really famous, and he had his own shoe, and he was like Jordan's like kryptonite kind of.
Okay. So you play basketball now?
Yeah.
And how long have you been playing?
Since I was little. I wasn't very good in high school, and I got better now, but back in high school I wasn't very good. But
okay. So for as many shoes as you have, how do you keep them up to date and clean?
I found the best way to keep shoes in like good condition is to actually have a lot and actually rotate them.
Right.
So you're not using the same pair every day, and you know, they get pretty dirty quick. I try to keep them clean every time I see a mark or something, you know, try and get it right away so they don't add up and eventually you got a whole bunch of dirty shoes or stuff like that. I definitely don't wear my nice shoes in the winter. They don't even go outside. The basketball shoes I play basketball in, I only play like indoor with them, and I have a couple pair that I wear outdoor because the bottoms will go really quick if you play outdoor basketball. One way I clean them though, I mean they have all types of cleaning supplies you can buy for shoes. Personally, I just use a wet rag, a hot wet rag, and some soap, and just be pretty gentle with it, and usually works pretty well.
Okay. So before you started collecting shoes, what type of shoes were you wearing?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Probably just some normal Nikes, and you know, I try to match my outfits a lot, you know, kind of like fashion-wise. So, you know, I usually try to have like outfits that match the shoes, and so that's kind of one thing that kind of directs me in the type of shoes I buy. So, like I said, there's the one called Volt Green, and I have a few shoes like that that are pretty sweet.
So, with all the money that you spent on shoes, if we were to live in a world with no shoes, what would you have done with the money?
Ooh, I would probably either, I have so many hats, I probably don't need any more hats, but I'd probably buy more jerseys, basketball jerseys. That's definitely, my goal is to one day have every type of Kobe jersey that there is. Kobe is probably my favorite player, and Penny Hardaway was my favorite player growing up, and then Kobe, and then I'd say now my favorite player is Steph Curry. You know, he has his own shoes too. A lot of these players now have like low top shoes, so like I said, I try to go with the high tops just for more ankle support.
So are those like the best shoes for like basketball, the ankle support shoes?
I think so. A lot of people don't wear high tops, which I find kind of odd myself. Maybe it's just because I have bad ankles. And I've rolled my ankles so many times where I wear an ankle brace and high top shoes, and definitely helps out.
So how do you go about getting shoes?
So I think the best place to find the shoes is, I use eBay a lot, because you can bid on them, so like you might get a good deal. Amazon has a lot of good really like suppliers where you can buy shoes on there. Facebook Marketplace, you can find some really good deals on there. And yeah, I don't really go to like the malls, to like the big stores. I try to find like people with like, there's another one called Dead Stock, and they just have like a ton of shoes that are like really cool and popular.
How would you say the shoe game has changed from when it first started?
I'd say it's definitely changed a lot, because you know, in the 90s, like when I grew up, only a few different players really had their own shoes, you know, like
Right.
Charles Barkley, Jordan, Penny Hardaway, Patrick Ewing, like superstars. And nowadays, you know, every team's got a superstar where they get their own shoes. But like I said, I try to steer away from that just because I think the 90s were the best years.
Right.
So,
what are some new shoes coming out that you have your eyes on?
ooh, that's a good question. So there's two really sweet pair that I want, and they're already out. But there's the Kobe Grinches, and I'm sure you know what those are. They're like lime green, and they're pretty famous. They might be like one of Kobe's biggest sold shoes, but they go for about like $300 to $500. So I don't have a pair of those. That's definitely a pair I want. And then there's the Kobe Bruce Lee prototype, and those are really sweet too. But those go for about $300 to $500 as well.
So, what were some of your favorite shoes growing up?
So one pair was the Shaq pumps, and they're probably not very popular now, and they're Reebok, but they were pretty cool because you could pump them up and they tighten up, and yeah, they were pretty hit back in the day. And there's another pair out now of Penny Hardaway shoes called Shooting Stars. And those go about for like $400, but it's two different pair of shoes, and that's they're called Shooting Stars, and that's another pair that I definitely want to get my hands on one day.
So when you say pump it up, what was that?
So on the front of the toe of the shoe, there's an actual, like, it says pump, and you sit there and pump it, and like you go play, you tie them up, and then you play, and it just makes sure they're like tight, and they're like high top shoes. And when you get done playing, there's a little button on the side that releases the air you pumped into it. And definitely cool shoes, and those are definitely some shoes I want to get my hands on one day too.
Okay, that's clever. I never heard of that. Well, it looks like our time is up. Thank you so much, Eric, for having us look at your shoe collection and interviewing you. We had a great time.
Thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed it. And in the words of Kobe Bryant, Mamba out.
That was a great episode, right? Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week's episode of Sneakerhead Central.